Hey everyone. So, you want to learn more about these cultural immersion programs, huh?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, lots of folks are getting ready to travel or maybe thinking about signing up for one of these programs
Hmm.
or maybe just, looking to expand their horizons a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, today we are going to do a deep dive into exactly that.
Awesome.
And we're going to explore, what makes these experiences so transformative. I mean, it goes way beyond just traveling, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Our source material today really digs into how these programs,
Yeah,
they're more than just a trip.
totally
They're
agree.
a chance to really, immerse yourself
Yeah, yeah.
in a completely different way of life.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's jump right in.
Okay.
The first thing that really stood out to me was how these programs can fast-track your language learning.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we all know that immersion is the best way to learn a new language, right?
Right.
But the source material we're looking at today, it explains the why behind that.
Yeah, totally.
And, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
So it talks about how when you're immersed in a language, you're forced into
Hmm.
what neuroscientists call active learning.
Oh, wow.
So instead of just, sitting there memorizing vocab words from a textbook,
Right, right.
you're actually using the language.
You're living it, yeah.
Yeah, you're living it
Yeah.
in real life situations,
Absolutely.
like ordering food, asking for directions.
Yeah, exactly.
And your brain is constantly making connections and absorbing the language so much faster.
It's amazing how that works.
Yeah, it's like, think about it like this.
Okay.
It's the difference between reading about how to swim
Hmm.
and actually jumping into a pool.
Totally. You can't learn to swim just from a book.
Exactly.
You have to get in the water.
You got to get in the water.
But it's the same with language.
Yeah. And the source material even goes on to say
Yeah.
that immersion is about more than just words.
Right.
It's about picking
Yeah.
up on the nuances,
Hmm.
the slang, the humor.
The idioms.
Yeah, all those things that you just can't get from a textbook.
Exactly. It's the stuff you can't really teach.
You can't teach it. You got to live
You
it.
got to live it. Yeah.
Makes me think about all those times I've traveled and tried to use a phrase book.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
It just doesn't work the same way.
Doesn't work the same way as being able to,
Right, to have a real conversation.
have a real conversation. Yeah.
Where you can pick up on those cues.
And these cultural immersion programs, they give you that environment,
They do.
that natural, organic environment for language acquisition.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about language learning,
Mhm.
but what about cultural understanding?
Right, that's huge.
The source material talks about how these programs give you a chance to,
Yeah.
live with host families
Mhm.
or engage directly with local communities.
Yes, that's where the real immersion happens.
Yeah, that's where the immersion part really comes to life, right?
It's-
Instead of just, observing from a distance,
Hmm.
you're actually participating.
Yeah.
Like imagine, instead of just watching a traditional dance,
Hmm.
you're learning the steps,
Oh, wow.
understanding the symbolism, maybe
Uh-huh.
even performing it yourself.
Right, right.
It's a totally different level of understanding.
For sure, you get a much deeper appreciation for it.
Yeah, it's like the difference between reading a recipe
Oh, okay.
and actually cooking the dish.
I like that analogy.
You're getting your hands dirty, you're experiencing it firsthand.
Exactly. You're not just a spectator.
Exactly. And that's what these programs are all about.
They get you involved.
They get you involved, they go beyond surface level tourism.
Right. They take you deeper.
Yeah, they take you deeper. And you know what else is really interesting?
What's that?
The source material also highlights how cultural immersion can be a game changer for professional development.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
So it talks about how in today's globalized world,
Mhm.
adaptability is becoming more and more important in the workplace.
Right. Absolutely. Essential, even.
Essential. And these programs, they really push you to step outside your comfort zone
They do.
and navigate unfamiliar cultural landscapes.
They throw you in the deep end in a way.
Yeah, it's like being thrown into a real life case study
Right. Where you have to figure things out on the fly.
where you have to figure things out on the fly.
Yeah.
You're collaborating, you're communicating,
Problem solving.
problem solving with people from all sorts of different backgrounds.
And learning how to bridge those cultural gaps.
Yeah. And those skills, those are like gold to employers.
Oh, absolutely.
The ability to work effectively across cultures,
Hmm.
it's not just a nice to have anymore.
It's a must-have.
It's a must have, it's a
Yeah,
necessity.
it's what sets you apart.
Totally. Okay, so we've covered language learning, cultural understanding,
Mm.
and professional development.
But there's more.
There's more. Let's be real. A huge part of these programs is the adventure
Oh, for sure.
and the personal growth that comes with it, right?
Absolutely. That's a big draw for a lot of people.
And the source material doesn't shy away from that at all.
No, it embraces it.
It embraces it. It talks about, pushing your boundaries.
Right.
exploring new landscapes,
Trying new foods.
trying new foods,
Meeting new people.
meeting new people, forming friendships that span continents.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. I love that image, of students hiking through a scenic countryside.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
It's inspiring. It's about embracing the unknown
Mm-hmm.
and discovering new parts of yourself along the way.
And that's where the personal growth comes in.
That's where the personal growth comes in,
You're challenged to adapt, to be resourceful,
to be resilient.
to step outside of your comfort zone.
Yes. And there's even a quote in the source material from a participant who said,
What did they say?
"This program helped me discover parts of myself I never knew existed."
Wow, that's powerful.
That's powerful, right? And speaking of powerful personal experiences, the script also includes some really compelling testimonials.
All of those.
One participant described finding a second family across the world.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. It really speaks to the deep connections that can form.
It does.
Yeah.
And the sense of belonging that these programs can foster.
Mm-hmm. It's like a global community.
It's like a global community, yeah.
Where you realize that we're all more connected than we think.
Yes. So if we bring all of this together,
Okay.
it's clear that cultural immersion programs are about so much more than just travel.
Way more.
They're a unique blend of learning, growth, and connection.
And they can have a profound impact on your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They really can change the way you see the world.
And the way you see yourself.
Yes. And that's something we can all aspire to, right?
Of course.
Whether we travel abroad or even just cultivate that understanding within our own communities.
Exactly. It's about opening yourself up to new perspectives.
Yes. So I'm curious,
Mm-hmm.
what culture or experience calls to you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What might you learn about yourself and the world by taking that leap?
The possibilities are endless.
The possibilities are endless.
It's exciting to think about.
It is exciting. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive, but keep exploring, keep learning, and keep connecting.
Great advice. Thanks for this deep dive. It's been really insightful.
My pleasure.
Until next time.
See you then.